Hi, tonight's message is: Hi, let me say Mr. Kipling is adorable and you're an angel for doing this and helping people. Thank you for that. I have an issue on my own. It was my dad's birthday and my brother gave him a phone. I noticed he was very interested in how to send text messages and stuff. Anyway, I found that my dad is texting a woman. I had the opportunity to read one message from this woman telling him, "You are the man I dream of," and things like that. I don't know what to do. Should I tell him or mum something about it? First of all, thank you for your message. The concern here is only 7% of what we say is actually heard. The rest is made up from tone of voice and body language. So often messages, or text messages, email messages, messages over Facebook, anything like that, can be misunderstood very, very quickly. And so I think in this circumstance, it's probably best not to say anything to mum to start off with. And if you really need to know what's going on and it's causing you sleepless nights and you're really concerned, it would be worth then having a chat with your dad. Now, he's probably going to be quite annoyed because he will probably say to you, "Well, why did you actually go on my phone? Why did you check it? It's private." So you're probably going to have to deal with that first. You are going to have to deal with that first. But then say to him that you had a suspicion and that's why you went on the phone. Get him, if you can, to be honest with you. Now, he might be quite reluctant to do this, so it's very difficult for parents to open up to children. He may be messaging her for many reasons. She may be having problems with her own marriage and might have turned to your dad just to chat to him. And maybe the way your dad is with her and he's kind to her and he listens to her is why she said that he is the man of her dreams, when actually he might not be anything that they're doing wrong. So please don't immediately jump to conclusions. If, however, you do find that there is some substance to your concerns and worries and you're worried about your mum, then talk to dad first. See if you can get him to be honest with your mum. I would be really, really reluctant to let someone or a child, I know you're a young person, I don't know how old you are, get involved in between a mum and a dad over this situation. So if you feel you can't face it, and it's quite hard to face something like this, it might be worth talking to maybe an aunt or an uncle or an older sibling who might be able to confront dad about it if you find you can't confront him. As I say, it's very easy to jump to conclusions, and so it is better to get as much information as you possibly can before you go any further. One of the things you probably need to realise as well is you need to prepare for what you might be told if you decide to confront your dad. Because unfortunately he may be a little too honest with you and there may be things you really, really don't want to hear. So I would be cautious if you make the decision to confront your father. When we confront people we love, there's lots of emotions in the way, which is why it might be worth getting somebody who's slightly removed from the family or a family friend to confront him first and say that you have your suspicions, you think he may be texting someone, and what is going on. He may straight away tell you, "Well, nothing's going on, there's no problem." And unfortunately, you might not get to the bottom of it. There's a reason why you don't trust him, though. There's a reason why you went to look on his phone anyway. Has there been some suspicion for some time that he might be up to something? Is mum suspicious? If mum is suspicious and has asked you to check his phone, please be very wary of that, because again, there might be a good reason why this person is talking to him the way she is. So again, by getting involved, what we can do is actually make the situation far worse. And unfortunately, dad may then end up hating mum for asking you to do it. So we have to be a little bit cautious on how to do this. There is no easy way around what's happened here other than to face it one way or the other. And my guidance really for this would be to see if you can find someone else who can help you with it first. maybe dig a little bit deeper before we go rushing into your, you're having an affair and you're doing this and you're doing that, because the upset will be devastating. If what you believe has happened actually turns out to be the truth, then please go and talk to someone about that. You can, if you're at school, you can go and talk to a teacher, or you could go and talk to your school counsellor if you have a school counsellor. Or you could go and find a close family friend, somebody who's slightly removed, that won't be quite so angry and judgmental about the whole thing. It gives you a safe place to rant and rave if things unfortunately are the way that you may think they've gone. The other thing that's most important as well is that you don't get yourself tied up in the middle of all of this, because there are many reasons why people split up. It's, like I say, someone slightly removed away from the situation who will be able to be objective, calm you down, because there are going to be times when you'll be very, very angry, might even give you a bolt hole somewhere to stay, just while the tension is sorted out. As for you and your brother, it's going to be difficult for your brother as well. So, talk to each other, because I often find in these situations that siblings go off and they grieve their parents' marriage in all different ways, but sometimes they don't always do that together. So try and keep your communication open. Give each other a hug if that's appropriate for both, and that he's a huggy kind of brother. He may blame himself for getting the phone. He may not have realised that Dad wanted the phone for that reason. Anyway, thank you so much for your letter. I hope this helps a little bit. Unfortunately, it's one of those cases where you don't really know what's happening, and a little bit of more information would be valuable before we rush in, or you rush in, and make assumptions that something might be happening when it's not. I hope things do turn out to be okay, and please let me know at some point, if you can, how you've got on. Thank you so much for sending in this letter, and I hope things turn out okay. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Thank you very much, and it's a good night from me, and it's a good night from Mr. Kipps. Good night.